The one big beautiful bill just passed the Senate with barely a vote to spare. And it's about to shake up everything you know about taxes, healthcare, and your money. So pay attention. Here is what you need to know and how it is going to affect you. This bill is huge and is going to change the financial landscape for many of us, including you. So whether you are a consumer, an investor, or just someone trying to get by, then I need you to pay attention because these changes are going to hit home. Let's break down the most important parts of this bill and see what is in it for you. Do you remember the 2017 tax cuts that were supposed to expire very soon? Well, here is the news. They are not going anywhere anytime soon. The Senate just voted to extend these tax cuts until 2025. That's great news if you are a high earner because you're going to continue to pay lower taxes at least for the next decade. But hold on and pump your brakes before you start celebrating. This extension is going to be adding trillions of dollars to our national debt. Experts are saying that this is going to increase our debt by $3 to $5 trillion over the next several years. That is huge and it's a concern for several people, especially those who are worried about our country's financial health. So while this is a win for high income folks, it is definitely going to have a long-term cost, okay? Now, if you work overtime or you earn tips, then listen up. This next part is for you. The bill allows you to deduct up to $12,000 in tips and overtime pay from your taxes every single year. That is going to give you a nice boost to your paycheck if you're working in industries like restaurants, warehouses, or even trucking. Let's be real, most of us depend on overtime pay or tips to make ends meet. So this provision is a win for those of you in those industries, right? You're going to have more take-home pay for waiting staff, delivery drivers, and even nurses or truckers as well. And that is going to be a huge help. There is something for parents out there. Child tax credits are getting a boost, but it's not going to be all roses and sunshine. Right now, the bill provides $2,500 per child for a few more years. But by 2028, listen, that is going to drop down to $2,200. And there's going to be no inflation adjustments, which is not a win for us. While it might help a bit in the short term, it is not a huge game changer that most families are hoping for. Again, do not just rely solely on tax credits for your financial future. It's great to get a little extra cash back, but you need to be thinking about building your own financial security in other ways. So this is a nice perk to have, but you need to have a long-term strategy for your own self. If you live in high tax states like California, New York, or New Jersey, then listen up. There is some good news for you. The bill is going to increase the SALT tax deduction to $40,000. That's up from the previous $10,000. But here's the catch. It is only good for 5 years. So if you're paying high property taxes in one of those states, then this is going to be a huge win for you. But if you live in states that have lower taxes, then sorry, this probably is not going to affect you much. Still, this is a big win for homeowners in high tax states. So keep an eye on this one if you are in one of those areas. Now, let's talk about Medicaid for a little bit. This is where the bill gets really controversial, so pay attention. The Senate bills include $900 billion in cuts to Medicaid over the next 10 years. That is nearly $1 trillion. That's a huge deal, and it means that millions of people could lose their Medicaid coverage. But that is not all because work requirements are coming for Medicaid recipients as well. If you are between 19 and 65 and you're not working at least 20 hours a week, then listen up because you could lose your Medicaid benefits. For low-income people and those who depend on Medicaid for healthcare, this is going to have serious implications for you. Here is another one for people who are relying on government assistance as well. The bill changes how SNAP or the food stamp program is going to work. States that do not manage SNAP properly are going to be facing penalties, and there are going to be new work requirements as well for those who are receiving food assistance. This means that fewer people are going to be eligible for SNAP or are going to lose their benefits altogether due to strict rules in this new bill. If you rely on food stamps, then you need to know this one thing. The rules are tightening, and it might be harder for you to qualify in the near future. All right, let's move on to something more exciting here, which is the MAGA Savings accounts. These are like Roth IRA accounts, but with a patriotic twist. You can put up to $5,000 a year into these accounts. And if you've got kids, then the government will match up to $1,000 per child. This is essentially free money. So if you've got kids and this bill passes, then don't sleep on this, right? Start building wealth for your children's future with these accounts. Think of it as a baby Roth IRA with extra perks for you. Let's shift gears a bit and talk about border security and defense. The bill allocates $350 billion to border patrol and securing the border wall. This is going to be a massive investment to border security, which is going to affect immigration policy and the labor market as well. Now, if you are an investor, then listen up because this is something that you need to keep your eye on. Defense stocks could see a bump due to all the new funding requirements in this area. Now, for those in more rural areas, right, there's a $50 billion provision to help save rural hospitals. These hospitals are often struggling, and this provision could be a helpline to help small towns and rural communities. So if you live in a more remote area, then this is going to be a win for you. It is going to be a huge move to keep healthcare facilities in rural areas moving and functioning in the United States. If you've been keeping an eye on clean energy, then here are some news that you might not love. I'm sorry. The bill is going to be slashing clean energy tax credits. This could slow down industries like solar, wind, and electric vehicles as well. If you're investing in renewables, then this could be a setback for you. But on the flip side, if you're looking for some investing opportunities elsewhere, then this bill is going to open doors to sectors like defense or big tech as well. So just keep that in mind. This might mean you have to diversify your portfolio just based on this bill alone. So there you have it, the one big, beautiful bill that just passed the Senate. So whether you're celebrating right now or you're just worried about Medicaid cuts or you're keeping an eye on your defense spending, then this bill is going to affect every single American one way or the other. Whether you're a savvy investor or not, then you need to keep your eye on this bill just being an American. I want you to pay attention and drop a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. If you found this video helpful, then go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the channel to help me out. I would really appreciate that. And until next time, I want you to take care of your money, and I'm going to see you in the next video. You got this.